You shut your mouth.
Okay, so there's like no open world section here. You just kind of
Wow.
leave. Okay. Because I'd heard some people mention that like if you go to the world map right now, um, apparently they had made like apparently the developers had made huge chunks of World of Ruin content, including an entire World of Ruin Asylum.
Really?
But it's just not in the game. And like
What the shit?
even to the point where like when the game came out, some of the devs were like, "Oh yeah, this isn't in the game," and I don't really know why, but it's just not in there.
What the shit?
Because the game was not really finished or well managed.
It's not like they haven't had the fucking chance to finish it since then.
Yeah, but then you'd miss out on the Assassin Festival.
I hate you.
I mean, because that's the thing. It's like really big content patches are actually kind of uncommon. I mean, the whole thing with No Man's Sky. I don't know if you've been following that or not.
Oh, wait, sorry. What did you say about recap? Like 10 seconds because I
Okay.
totally spaced out.
It is very uncommon for games to have big, like this is going to change basic content patches.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've been following like the whole thing with No Man's Sky or not.
I haven't been following it not closely. I know that people were very disappointed with it when it first came out.
Right, like the game came out and everyone was like, "Oh, this is totally not what I was expecting it to be." There's this whole thing like there was a lot of stuff. But then they were like, "Okay, we're going to make some big patches."
First, do you want to read this part?
Sure, I guess. Okay, geophysical survey of atmospheric conditions. The presence of soot-like photophilic particles was confirmed in samples of air taken at varying elevations, with notably higher concentrations at higher altitudes. Photophilic particles have begun to subsume the ozone layer, and the observed reduction in daylight on Eos can be attributed primarily to their light-absorbing properties.
Ah.
So that's kind of interesting, actually, because it's not like the sun is going out, it's just that the atmosphere is clouding over.
That's kind of cool. I like there's like the whole magical aspect, and then it's like, but it's not. Well, I mean, it's magic.
I mean, they're magic. Like that's actually kind of the thing with the demons, right? Where it's like, oh yeah, the things turning people into demons. Like they're magical bacteria, which was kind of interesting. But and so like No Man's Sky came out, and everyone was like, oh, how this is terrible. And they also came out with like this gigantic day one patch that changed a bunch of stuff and added a bunch of stuff.
Like actual gameplay mechanics.
Yeah, partly. I mean, most of it was just like, oh yeah, we like doubled your inventory size and doubled the stack size and stuff like that. But then they came out with like this huge update that was like, now you can build bases. Like now you can build vehicles.
Because you couldn't do that
right
at the beginning, but you were supposed to be able to, right?
There was something they had mentioned.
I thought No Man's Sky was really like supposed to be like a combination between Minecraft and like Starbound.
Kind of.
And, I mean, because it's first person.
The thing that they had always talked about, the thing they said was like the core gameplay, was being able to just kind of like travel through these worlds and explore them and find new things.
Yeah, and multiplayer too, right?
They had kind of said, well, their stance on multiplayer had always been like,
Heal me up.
there might be, like, we would like to have multiplayer, but the world is so big and it's not like high up on the priority list. But then someone had, they had made this one statement in one interview that was like, yes, if you come to the same planet at the same time as another person, something might happen.
Oh.
And people all took that to be like, yes, there was multiplayer. And so they were very, very angry when there was not multiplayer at all.
Well, that's their own damn fault for assuming too much. Honestly.
Well, yeah, I think part of it was just kind of like...
God, I'm poor.
Talking about... Like, you should probably get a bunch of potions. High potions and elixirs.
Yeah. I should probably get some money.
Can you get money at this point in the game?
I don't...
Can you go back in time?
I don't know. I hope so.
Because there was like a menu option?
I thought it was like a save area.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that was it.
Or is like
Is there a save game or a save point?
shit.
Because like literally there was an icon.
I'm gonna save anyway.
Sure.
Because why not?
Oh, now you can see when we recorded this.
Oh God, no. Oh no.
But
I'll
then,
blur it out just
then
to mess
they
with
made
everyone.
out these huge, they made these
Or will
huge
I?
updates, and they added bases, and they added, vehicles, and they added, like a whole bunch of stuff. They had like a fourth NPC race, like a fourth alien race in the
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
And this recent one, which came out
You want
most
to read
recently.
this one too?
Sure. Study on the nature of photophilic particles. On examining multiple correlations between the photophilic particles responsible for the blight and the mutant strand of plasmodium associated with the demons, we have discovered a clear causal relationship. Furthermore, given the mass dispersal of photophilic particles upon death, the demon presence is likely accountable for the violent ecological shifts of late.
Huh. Okay.
So does that mean every time you kill a demon, it gets worse?
Probably.
Yeah,
It's our fault. I like how it's still like they adjust the light level, the amount of light that the camera sees when you go in here. So like when you walk out, it's a lot darker than when you actually get outside.
right.
All right, sorry. Continue No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah, and in the recent update, they added like new planet types, and they did also add up to 16-player multiplayer. But the thing is, all of these updates that they've made 3 huge patches at this point,
Yeah,
and all of them have fundamentally changed the basic gameplay of the game.
really.
Yes, like they've all fundamentally changed the way you're going to go about playing the game because of all of the stuff they add all throughout the game.
Okay.
Whereas, like, all of these DLCs, with this game, they're very, very self-contained. They're like, you select going to this DLC from the menu,
I feel like some of the not the DLC but the patches have actually changed things significantly. But I'm probably deluding myself.
I think the biggest one was the Chapter 13
Oh, yeah.
Path one, right? Because that was the thing that changed a bunch of stuff in the game.
Yeah, that was a significant.
But it was still just like, oh yeah, here's this option to do this other thing. It wasn't like a fundamental, and they buffed the ring. But it wasn't like, it didn't
Probably
fundamentally
understood.
change the chapter structure or anything like that.
Why am I keeping any of them?
Yeah,
Actually, yeah.
completionism. Gotta have 99 of every item.
Gotta really just gum up the inventory screen.
And so it's just kind of like, yeah, it would be nice if they patched in like the reams and reams of discarded content,
God, it would
But-
be so nice.
but I kind of doubt it. I mean, because that was like the thing with what was it, Final Fantasy? I think Final Fantasy 13 and 13-2 was like, oh yeah, they made enough content in this game, just kind of like muddling around, not really sure of what they were going to do.
Oh yeah.
That the amount of leftover content they had at the end was enough to make half the stuff in 13-2.
So what you're saying is when you say that they had like the extra stuff in this game, like the extra World of Ruin stuff, you mean it's modeled?
Yes.
Okay,
Um,
specifically modeled and not like
I mean, I don't know to what degree it's like fleshed out with NPCs and quests and stuff.
oh.
Why
Why the hell do I have a warrior's anklet on him when I have 6 of these? Okay.
See
Okay.
you later.
A little bit of adjustment here.
Right.
Wait.
And so it kind of like, this game, if things had been different, like if they had spent more time on the basic mechanics of the game, like it's like, like most of this fighting is just like you hit a thing enough and then it dies.
Yeah.
And like there are all these kind of things with magic and different weapon types.
Wait, we can't even go see Sid because he's in Lestalem.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch! God damn it! We can't even see how old and decrepit he is.
Yeah.
Older and more decrepit. I mean,
Yeah. And so that was actually one of the things I was kind of like, there are things, I think kind of now seeing through this entire game, I think the game would be fundamentally better served if the entire thing took place in the World of Ruin. Because, like, if you recall at the beginning of the game, one of the things I was constantly complaining about was, like, you know, you're on a time-sensitive mission here, right? You're supposed to be going and heading off to get married, and then you have to go and kind of figure out what to do. And there's really no leading, you know? There's no point when you're like, oh yeah, like there's the initial thing, and then there's like this long stretch of like, okay, if Insomnia has fallen, and we're just gonna sit around and like I guess beat up some military bases.
Yeah.
And like the plot conveyance is really poor.
So here's another thing that I'm wondering about, because we know what causes the World of Ruin.
Mm-hmm.
Is the entirety of the Empire, like, is that like destroyed? Like, did
they all turn into demons?
Yeah. Was my theory correct about how like that was being taken care of?
Maybe. I mean,
Awesome.
I don't know if we'll ever find out.
Right.
But the thing is, like, and the thing is, if you change the game to be like, okay, Noctis just went into the crystal. What do we do now? Then it's a lot more open. You can be like, okay, the world is going terribly.
Oh, anyone can use this.
But yeah, I think there's like versions for everybody.
Wasn't he wearing different equipment in the beginning scene?
Who? Oh, you mean just in general?
That's not a jacket.
Magic.
I like this. This is
I mean,
cool.
I guess it's like a dress shirt, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
And
you
then,
know,
then the
jacket.
no jacket version is just like he's wearing that under it. Like it's the undershirt under the dress shirt.
I mean, he's totally not actually wearing it under, because you can see the collar right there.
Sure.
You can't there. But
I guess that's what they're going for. And because like I feel like that would give you a more interesting setting, and it would also remove the time constraint of being like, okay, we're supposed to be saving the world while, you know, before things get really bad. You know, it's kind of like what seems like kind of be the thrust of the first half of this game, where you're like fighting around getting the Aeons, whereas if you play the entire game in the World of Ruin, it's like, okay, everything is terrible and only going to get worse.
Yeah.
But we need to kind of keep working to kind of make
we were
things
talking about this.
marginally less terrible.
we were talking about this too. Like, they
Yes.
could have done it. They could have done it where they did flashback
yes.
stuff to earlier parts in the game, where you go back and do it, and then it would be like, that would have been actually pretty cool too. I don't know how I would have felt about it in actuality. Like,
Right.
It sounds great.
I mean, the thing is always, like, concepts are very easy, but, like, if execution is where it really matters, like,
Yeah.
this
Oh, wrong
World
point.
of Ruin being poorly executed just means that, like, a poorly executed game, regardless of the content, regardless of the concept, is not going to be good, you know?
Yeah.
So ultimately, it's like, yeah, that seems like that concept would have less fundamental problems. But if it's not well done, it would still be bad. So
Holy crap! I got Oracle earrings. It's like 80 to 200.
nice.
Yeah, I think I can stand to get rid of an amulet.
Yeah, probably. And they're just kind of.
I always like to keep 4 in one area
right.
for no particularly good reason.
In case you really want to set them to everybody.
Yeah, and these are all like specific.
Ballistic damage. Sure.
Yeah, you know, gunfire.
Right. And so I don't know, it just kind of feels like this game. A lot of the things going on with this game concept are really interesting. It's just they're not well executed at all.
These sell for
And-
so much.
And sometimes they just kind of like. It seems like a lot of the time, like that's the thing with like, open world games a lot is, you know, you have what is ostensibly a time sensitive main quest, but then it's like, oh yeah, but you know, just you can wander off and, you know, do side quests for 80 hours.
Yeah.
Like, okay. And it kind of seems like there's that fundamental ludonarrative dissonance
Yeah.
there, you know?
What? Never mind.
Sure. Ludonarrative dissonance is in like a conflict between the game mechanics and the story. You know, like the comparable thing in like a movie would be like if it's a goofy movie, but always there is a horror soundtrack. It's like, oh, actually...
But what if it's a goofy horror movie?
Well...
They've done that.
They do that, but they don't do it just by adding a horror soundtrack to a comedy movie.
That's fair.
You know, kind of the thing. Like, these things... It seems like part of what the work is saying are completely counter to other things that the work is saying, and not even on purpose, just because they have kind of poorly mashed these two things together.
Fair enough.
It's generally what people are getting at when they say ludonarrative dissonance.
Okay.
And it's just like, you know, this could have been good. And
I should probably not spend this entire episode like in the...
I'm sure they'll stick around for my incredibly good commentary and insight.
Great commentary, great insight.
Yeah.
I should have looked at the equipment that he actually had.
Oh yeah, were you just selling stuff?
Yeah, because I mean now I've got a reasonable amount of ooh. Mm-hmm. Ooh, it's actually better.
Nice.
Oh, and it gives you magical...
Does holy damage.
Yep. Oh, man. Costs so much! Okay, he's already got that. So expensive. God damn it. I need to go get some money somehow. I hope I can go back in time. I'm gonna somehow. You wanna see if you can figure out how to do that?
You mean like look it up?
Yeah.
Or I mean
yeah.
I think can you do it in like the hot select menu?
It didn't look like it.
Okay.
I honestly don't know what the time, like what it looks like to even do it.
Right. I mean, it seems like this is straight up like the last safe place before like the final sequence.
See you later.
So it seems like it would make sense if there was like is the dog still? Can you talk to the dog, or is the dog just there?
Oh.
Hey, let me travel back in time.
And didn't they say something about one of them being dead?
One of who being dead?
The dogs.
Oh yeah, I guess. Like I think the other dog died somehow.
Man.
I don't remember,
That's
and it probably doesn't even matter.
Super heartbreaking though.
I guess.
I'm gonna buy some items and I'm going to buy some items and so on the plus side, you know, potions are super cheap.
Right. Nice camera flickering there with him phasing in and out of existence as he gets close to the clipping plane.
What the hell did I just buy?
A bunch of potions.
I'm gonna get a solid 50 of these. And then this is gonna be pretty expensive. But I got a shit ton of high potions or high elixirs.
Sure.
Like 51 of them.
Yeah. What's the
That's
difference between the elixir and the high elixir? HP and MP. HP and... Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I guess.
Okay. So, yeah, so this fully restores maximum HP.
Okay, so they're both...
This is restores half. Okay,
right.
Cool. Alright, that's nice.
It's weird that HP and max HP and then, like, actual max HP are all different things in this.
Yeah.
I guess there's, like, HP and then your current HP cap and then your max HP.
Come again.
They should have done something like, what was it? The charges from Final Fantasy 12, where your MP doubled every time you got a... What was it called? It was something charge.
Yeah, it was a missed charge.
A missed charge. They should have done something like that, where like you know your MP regenerates, and then it regenerates to the max, and like you have like several bars.
Right.
And you use your MP like normal.
That?
Huh?
Can you jump over that fence?
No.
Oh.
I can almost guarantee.
Oh, hey.
I can almost guarantee that you can't jump over that fence. Yep.
Almost.
Almost. Really close to being able to do that.
What's that big light over there from, anyway? Oh, that's just from the floodlights. Okay.
Is I over here? Probably shiny over here somewhere, maybe.
Maybe.
God, what was I even talking about? Shit. Oh yeah, it would be nice if they had something like, you know, you use like, you know, dodging and stuff uses your MP or whatever, but like you have to have max MP to recharge the charges.
I mean, you could keep going around there.
And like using a charge is like for special attacks or something.
Right.
So if you have max MP, it will slowly recharge a charge, and then if you use any of that MP, if you use any of the MP, it will use your currently charged charge bar. Oh god, this is super hard to explain. Whatever, fuck it, doesn't matter. It doesn't exist anyway.
Right.
Anyway, you know, using MP normally causes the charge bar for the charges to stop charging.
Sure.
But leaves it at its current progress. Oh, wait, that's not a shiny.
Nope.
Okay, so I think we actually looked at, like, seriously everything that we can. And
yeah.
That is highly disappointing. I'm very disappointed.
I mean...
Okay. I'm probably just missing something. You know, I bet we can go back from the rest.
Oh, yeah. Can you use the rest stop?
Also this guy.
I'm more than happy to tell you everything I know.
Okay.
We've even got some former Imperials fighting for us. The
Oh,
toughest
hey,
of them
what's
said
her
she
name?
used to lead a band of mercenaries.
Oh, yes.
Aranea? So you do know her. Well, I'm not surprised. The Marshal said she was feared far and wide back in the day. But now she's revered among the Lucian masses. Same with her men, Biggs and Wedge. Each of them leads their own small army.
Awesome.
That's great. I'm more than happy to tell you everything I know. Oh, right. About the Empire.
Huh.
Gladio brought back word that both the Emperor and High Commander were dead. With those two gone,
Yep.
Niflheim pretty much fell apart.
Who was the High Commander? Was that, what's his name?
I'm more than happy to
I
tell you
don't even
the Chancellor's
remember.
still around, though. And in
I think it was,
nobody who saw him had any
what's her name's
clue
brother?
what he might have been
Yeah.
up to. Their stories piqued Ignis's curiosity. I ended up helping Ignis look into the matter, digging through old records, even joining him on trips to the royal tombs.
Royally roped into it.
Ha!
It's cool. I'm a bit of a history buff myself. But we did discover something pretty weird.
Huh?
While we were poring over all those ancient texts, one name caught our eye.
Yep.
Ardens. Apparently he was hailed as a savior, healing all those who were ravaged by demons.
When was this?
Only to end up branded a demon himself. A dubious charge, I'd say. By all accounts, he was just as human as you and me. I'm more than happy.
I mean,
to
that's the
tell
other
you
thing, so, like,
everything I know.
They are telling you all of this stuff in a big recap. And, like,
On the bright
the
side,
stuff they've
we've come a
mentioned
little
so
closer to
far
understanding the demons.
is more plot development than we got
You
just, like,
see,
nearly the
I
entire
always
rest of
thought
the
they
game.
were animals.
Yeah, well, they have to keep you in the dark so that you can play through the game.
Turns out they're just ordinary people. Unlucky folk infected by something or other that transformed them into monsters.
The
There's no
thing
known
that
cure as of
really
yet.
throws me off is how did they
Death is the
not
only
know
mercy.
that? Like,
I'm
there
more than
is
happy
it?
to tell
Did they
you
just
everything
suddenly
I know.
turn into demons?
It sounds like they
A lot
went
of survivors
missing.
pouring in from Accordo too. What with all
So,
the demon
like,
attacks,
there was no
Yeah.
there was no point where someone's like half
better
demon.
here.
And I suppose it comes. There's so many demons in the world already that it's
Right.
not
Vampires
particularly
were covering
obvious that there's a
resistance
new
fell by the
one.
wayside, and demons overran the city. Thankfully, Iris and the Marshal managed to evacuate the civilians. Now there's no one left, except the demons. I spent my childhood in the Crown City. It's sad knowing
Hey,
it's gone, you know?
When you kill the enemies,
Long.
they totally release like a noxious gas, don't they?
Yeah.
I became the king to reclaim our home, and now I'm back, as promised.
Just like
It's
Jesus,
years and you remembered.
You bet.
sort of.
I'm more than happy. to
It
tell
also,
you
like-